Hello, my crafty friends. Today, I'm making a wreath. I don't know what kind yet. I don't know if I'm gonna use my new petal on this, or the pinwheel, or the Gerber, or the Star Trek. I'm not doing Dean Michael, I do know that, but I'm not sure exactly what petal. Should probably decide that before I start cutting though. Just a thought. It's probably gonna be one that isn't gonna show edges, so I don't even really have to be wood burning. I like the cleaner lines. Right now I'm just getting myself a clean edge to start with. Okay. Now this is 10.5 inch wide stripe mesh. And I am not cutting it at 10.5, I'm cutting it at 10. Because there's no need to waste that extra 1/2 inch when the way you're folding your petal, it's not going to show the edges. So save yourself that 1/2 inch. It'll get added in later. There's 4. There goes 6. There's 8. That makes 10, if I can count. Am I counting right, guys? I suck at counting. Just 12, or did I just say 12? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I'm actually counting correctly today. Shocker. There's 14, and I'm gonna stop there and do some orange. There's 2. There's 4. 6. That makes 8. I'm not sure how to do this. I think I'm going to start with orange on the outside, so I probably have too many blue cut. I never think things through. I just do. That's probably not the best thing, but that's definitely an ADHD thing for sure. So where's that put us? 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's 10. So we'll make 12, and then we'll go start folding and see what we got. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and get 14 of each one. There's 12, and we'll just do one more time here. All right, we've got 14 of each color. Okay, so we're gonna take these. Hello, my crafty friends. All right, we've cut our mesh. Now we're going to get our frame ready. I do this from the back of the frame. I had to cut for my dragon wreath earlier, and when I cut out the center, it was perfect for a 12-inch frame. A little overlap, but that's not really that big of a deal. I can always trim some of that off if I want to. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go around and put one more. So I have 4 on right now. I think I'm just gonna go through and put one more in between each one. I think that should be enough. If you feel comfortable putting more on, that's fine too. All right, I think that's on there pretty good. All right, guys, now that we have the frame ready to go, I'm gonna set it aside and we're gonna start making some petals. So I have decided to go with orange and teal. These are both a wide stripe mesh. The orange we're gonna make the Gerber petal with, and we're gonna do a Star Trek petal with the aqua blue. So starting with the orange, curl side up, we have our finished edge at the top left and bottom right. I'm gonna take the top corner down to the bottom corner. Now I cut this at 10 inches. Okay. Now, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put your thumb here at the point and your middle finger at the center point up here, and you're gonna stretch that out. You're gonna take the right corner and we're gonna fold it down the center, keeping that stretched out with your right hand, because we've switched hands. We're gonna bring the left one over. Now it's not gonna cross completely. We're not doing the star petal or anything. So you want to bring it down the center and basically line it up to make another diamond. Now I will tell you, it is going to overlap a little bit, about a half of an inch in the center. It's gonna pull apart up here, and that's okay, we want that. Otherwise, everything else is lining up in a diamond shape, okay? Now, the way I say where to scrunch it at is I look at these two corners. Here's the top of my petal, here's the bottom of my petal. I look at these two corners here. Okay, I put them on a line on my mat, and I go down 1 inch, find the center, and that's where I grab and bring in my sides. I just think it's easier because depending on how you fold your mesh, your tail might be longer one time and shorter the next time. So in my opinion, it kind of just makes sense to find a different point to use. Now you guys know that I always put my nubbies on the back. And I decided, since I always put my Gerber petals out this way, which is very pretty, I love that. We're gonna do this one this time. It's probably gonna be a little plain, but that's okay. So my zip tie nub is here, sort of on top, but that's gonna be the back for me. Okay, we're gonna snip that off. And since I don't have extremely thick mesh here, I'm just using my scissors to cut the tail off. Okay. And I'm just gonna lay that down there with my other ones. Okay. I have enough made right now to do the first row, but I thought maybe we could just get a few made together so that you guys can load your frames as well. All right, so we have it in a triangle. We're gonna put our thumb here and our middle finger, and we're gonna stretch it out. Take our right corner and bring it down. Keeping it stretched, we're gonna switch hands and bring down the left corner. Then we're gonna spin it sideways. We have our little open keyhole up here. We have about a ½ inch overlap in the center, and we have everything all lined up, nice and neat. Okay, we're gonna take our 2 points, go down about 1 inch. That's where we're gonna come in. We're gonna pinch it in the center and then bring it in on the sides. And then I always switch it into my left hand to put the zip tie on. But if you guys wanna put the zip tie around while it's laying on the table, that's fine too. Pull that zip tie nice and snug. Snip that off. I'll put my zip tie on, laying it on the table next time, and cut off the end. We're gonna do a couple more together. Okay, curl side up, diamond, finished edge, top left, bottom right. Bring the top corner down to the bottom corner, lining up your edges as best you can, because I do believe that this is 10.5 inch mesh, and I have cut mine at 10 inches, saving a little bit of mesh with that 1/2 inch. So just fold that in half, and then with your left hand, stretch that out in the center. Bring the right side down the center. Keep it stretched. I'm still stretching. I'm gonna switch hands and I'm still keeping it stretched. And now we're gonna bring the left down. Okay, we have our little keyhole here at the top. We have about a 1/2 inch overlap in the center, and everything's lining up in a nice little diamond shape. We're gonna put our points on an end, find an inch down and go to the center, and then scrunch the center and then pull in your edges. Whoops, sorry, let me go back. All right, so now I'm just gonna leave it on the ground, grab my zip tie. Okay, I'm gonna fold this end up first and then feed it through and pull it tight, trying not to let go of my grip on it, which is why I think I picked them up, so that I know I'm holding that tight. But honestly, guys, whatever is easiest and or works for you the best. Okay, gonna do a couple more here. Okay, curl side up. It's awful curly. Put it into a diamond shape with your finished edge, top left, bottom right. Always remember that. If you do that every single time you fold a petal, every single one of your petal folds will come out the same. And I'll show you my example with that when I do, a better example of that when I do the star track. So the top corner down to the bottom. Just line up your edges a little bit, best you can, considering that it's not a true square. Okay. Don't know what I did there, okay. And then we're gonna put our thumb and our middle finger in the center and just stretch. And we're gonna bring the right down the center, keeping it stretched. I'm gonna switch hands and I'm gonna bring over the left side. I'm gonna turn it to the side. I have my keyhole. I have about a 1/2 inch overlap in the center. I'm gonna put my points on a line, go down 1 inch, scrunch in the center and pull in the sides. Put it into my left hand. Slide that zip tie under my thumb, wrap it around. And normally I would just pull it tight right there, but I'm gonna pull it tight up on the top. And we're gonna snip that off. Trim down the tail. Okay. All right, grab 2 pieces. We're gonna do 2 more, and then I'm gonna let you guys finish making yours while I go and make mine. We'll do the star track when we come back, because we're gonna put them on the frame. I have 10 petals for the outside, and it's gonna be more than that, maybe 14, somewhere around 14 petals on the second row, just to kind of give you an idea of what you guys are gonna need. I don't remember if I told you that when I was cutting the mesh or not. I'll have to go back and check the video. Because the beauty is I'll be able to edit this. Okay. Okay, last one. Okay, just in case you guys somebody just tuned in, we have our 10 by 10 curl side up, very curly. We're gonna put it into a diamond shape with our finished edge on the top left and the bottom right. We're gonna bring our top corner down to the bottom corner, lining up your edges as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's not a true square. The mesh is 10.5 and I cut it at 10, but that's okay because none of our edges are gonna be seen. We're gonna take our left hand with our thumb and middle finger, we're gonna stretch the center and we're gonna bring the right side over and down the center. Keeping it stretched, we're gonna switch hands and bring the left side over. Turn it to the side. And you're gonna see here, we have our little open keyhole. We have about 1/2 inch of overlap in the center. And we have everything lined up nice and even, making a nice diamond shape. We're gonna put our 2 outer points on the line, move down 1 inch, come into the center. That's where we're gonna pinch it and then bring it in on the sides. And then I like to switch hands and hold it while I put the zip tie on. You guys do whatever you're comfortable with. And just take off some of that excess tail. And there we have our Gerber petal, which I always use it this way, but we're going to do it this way this time. Just for something different. All right, guys, go ahead and finish getting all of your petals on. When I come back, we're going to go ahead and start loading our wreath frame. And then we're going to make our Star Trek petals. Okay, everybody. I got all my petals made up for the orange. And we are going to start on bar 2. I'm just gonna put 2 to a section for right now. Some might have 3, some may have 2. So we're just gonna do a few here to get that started. And then, like I always do, here's the zip tie that I'm gonna be closing. Here's bar 2. And here is my zip tie nub. It's hooked on the inside of that bar. Now I have to say, with these petals, you are going to possibly find that it's going to get pulled. Depending on how you put it on there, you might need to have some extra zip ties or some 4-inch or whatever you want to add one going the other direction so that you know, they're standing out. This one I know is going to need it because it's already pulling up toward the other one. I don't know why I like to use my 4-inch for this, but and I may as well just go ahead and do it to all of them since I'm here doing it. And just because they're going all crazy different directions, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut those off. All right, so we have 2 on to start, and I am going to leave, if I have to move them closer, I can, that's fine, but I'm going to leave about a pinky finger's width between the petals there. I wanna see if I can make that work. All right, so 2 per section so far, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So if we keep going this way, we will have 10 petals on the outside. Sorry about the shakiness. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep it in frame as best as I can, but it's not always easy. Okay. Okay, get another zip tie, go the other direction. Whoop. Okay. There is our first row. Now we can start on the second row. I think I have 2 extra petals and more that I didn't even fold. So, just wanted to get those stacked up a little bit better there. For the next one, we are going to be placing it in between. So, I think what where we're gonna put that is right inside this bar here. Because if we go in any further, that's gonna look really dumb, I think. I'm trying to think, do we even, maybe we wanna connect it on to the first bar as well as going through the mesh? I think I'll just have the nub right up against that bar. And then put my zip tie through. Actually, hold on a second. I'm contemplating flipping this around. I know my zip tie won't, my nub won't be on there, but that's okay. I don't know if I could twist them or not, but it doesn't matter. They're just in my way a little bit now. But since we're in the plastic mesh and not on the bar, it's not gonna shift one direction or the other. Let's see. Yep, I was able to twist that to the back. So that kind of, you know, helps me guide where I want to put it. Having that nub up against the inside bar there. Anybody ever realize how much of their DNA gets on your wreaths? Or is it just me that thinks that way? I'll hold a zip tie in my mouth every once in a while. I'm sure that my hair sheds on, but obviously I pick that off. I don't leave my hair laying on a wreath. But I don't know. I think that's just my ADHD brain doing its wondering thing. So I'm just gonna spin that to the back, which is now the back. We're gonna hook that nubby on the outside of the innermost bar, centering it between these two petals. We're just gonna pull that nice and snug. Move on to the next one. Just gonna slide that back around. Okay, so we're just gonna keep doing this around. This is actually kind of nice. It gives you a guide sort of where you want your zip ties to go. So this is actually a really good one for somebody who's new at this. I'll have to remember this teaching technique. Okay. Move on to the next one. Spin that zip tie around. Just makes it a little easier. This one doesn't want to go. There we go. And make sure you guys post in the comments what colors you used to make your wreath, because I really want to see how you guys do yours. So put that there, line that up, put your zip tie down through, skip a hole, come up the next one. Down one, skip one, come back up, hook that nubby on the inside of the last inner bar. Okay, line that up in the center of these with the nubby hooking. Okay, last one. Push that nubby around to the back now, which used to be the front. All right, last one. Okay, so there's very little overlap on those, and that's perfect. We don't want too much. Part of me is wondering if going all Star Trek from here on in is going to be the best, because I am gonna need a lot of these Star Trek petals. I mean, we're talking multiple. Let's see how far in we would be going. Let me see, I got a few more down here made. Probably not enough to go the whole way around. Almost enough to go the whole way around. Probably would need to put one more in there. So, and then I guess what we could do is on our next, on our last row of Star Trek, we can flip it going the other direction. Yeah. Okay. So that'll work. So let me just put these aside. So I need one more to make that row. I don't even know how many I had, I didn't count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so we'll need 12. And then my guess is probably 8 more. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 20 petals on here so far, 10 on the outside row, 10 on the second row. We'll have 12 Star Trek petals going in next, and then probably 8. We'll know for sure when we get to that. So I'm gonna set this aside, and I have 3 pieces of mesh cut that I'm gonna go ahead and show you the Star Trek petal. So curl side up, finished edge, top left, bottom right. We're gonna bring the top corner down to the bottom corner. Now remember, this is 10.5, and we cut it at 10 because none of our edges are gonna be showing, so we decided to save on a little bit of mesh. All right, so now we have our triangle. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the right corner and fold it over, lining up the edges. Okay, and then flattening down the folded side. And we're gonna turn it with the point at my left hand. Don't know what that is. It's like a little extra piece of mesh or something, plastic. We're gonna have the point out here, and I'm gonna hold that, and then I'm gonna take my pointer and middle finger and put them on this corner, and my thumb on this one, and we're just gonna pull very gently, not a really tight pull or hard pull. And then we're gonna bring them together, and we have our shoe, little shoe shape. We're gonna push down right here. We're gonna release the back, and we're gonna pinch right here, And then we're gonna pull up this side and pull up this side to meet at the middle. And you might need to kind of shape it a little bit if it got a little crooked. Okay, but there is your Star Trek petal. Okay, now the first row, I'm gonna put them this way, and on the second row, we're gonna put them this way, or on the last inside row. And this mesh is a little thicker, so I'm gonna get out my multi-cutter tool because it cuts like butter, and it just makes it a little easier. Okay. Okay, we get our diamond shape, factory edge, top left, bottom right, always. Bring the top corner down to meet the bottom. And we're gonna take the right corner over my hand and line it up with the left side. We want this outside edge to line up. However you wanna hold the mesh to do that is up to you. Okay, then we're gonna put the point to my left, and we're gonna hold that steady while we take these ends and kind of pull and slide them in to meet each other. Okay, then we're gonna push in right here, and we're gonna grab it, and then we're gonna pull up our ends. Okay, so that is the Star Trek petal. And I have been noticing that there's quite a few different ways you can make this Star Trek petal, and you get very close to the same result each time. We're just gonna stick with this way for right now. We'll do a petal day again, and we'll do the Star Trek, and we'll do a bunch of different ways that you can fold the Star Trek. Okay, last one before I have to go cut more mesh. Okay, fold that over, line up your edges. I don't know, that's just how I do it. You guys do it however you feel like it. Whatever makes sense to you. We're gonna put the point to the left, hold it down, and just use our fingers to kind of slide that into each other to meet. And then we're gonna push the top of the shoe in, pinch this here, and then we're going to bring up our sides. And where I put my zip tie is usually right below. I don't count, I don't measure out a tail. It goes right below where it meets. And that's where I put my zip tie. I think some people do measure the tail still, but not me. I don't see the point in it on this petal. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and pause this, and I'm gonna go cut the rest of my mesh to finish making the Star Trek petals, and then we'll come back and we'll put them on the frame together. Okay guys, I got my mesh cut, and I only had 6 more to make, so I figured that I would just kind of make them here with you. That's weird. This one piece of mesh was really weird the way it was cut. But I don't think it's gonna matter at all. That's why I went ahead and used it. Okay, cut off that excess. I swear that thing cuts like butter. It's kind of awesome. Okay, turn it to a diamond, top left, bottom right for our finished edges, top corner to bottom. Bring the right over my hand to the left, lining up the edge. Okay, turn it and put your point to the left and slide those ends in to meet each other. Now, of course, if you're right-handed, you'll do this the opposite way I'm doing it. Or actually, the way you're seeing it right now is how you'd be doing it. Cut the excess off. Okay, got 4 more to do. Diamond shape, top corner down to the bottom. Take your left over your right, lining up your edge. Turn it with your point to the left, hold that down, slide these in to meet each other. You have your shoe, push down in the center, pinch that together. I don't know why I leave my finger there until I have it pinched. I don't know, but I do it every time. Oops, I think it helps. I don't know. We'll try taking my finger out on the next one here and see. Okay, so diamond shape, top corner down to the bottom. Take the right over the left. Line up those edges. Put your point to the left. Slide these in to meet each other. Might kind of want to look down on it and make sure. If you make sure that everything is straight here and not crooked one way or the other. So if you look straight down on top of your shoe and see that this is straight, when you push down and do all that, everything should come out straight. So we're gonna push it down. We're going to pinch it. We're gonna take my finger out this time and see if anything's different. Nothing's different, so that's just a me thing. That felt weird too, taking my finger out early. I pulled that kind of snug and it's up just a smidge higher than I would like it to be. There, that's better. Okay, cut that excess off. Grab another piece. I only have 2 more to make. Okay, fold that into another triangle. Line up your edges. Okay, put your point over to the left, hold that down. Put your fingers and your thumb on your ends and just kind of pull and slide to the center. Or slide them in to meet each other. Okay, last one, guys, and then we can put them on the frame. All right. Yeah, we'll just leave those ones up there. That's for the second or the inside row. And we're gonna do the outside row first. So we're gonna bring our flower back in. Doesn't really matter which one we use those for. So remember, the first one's going on like this, and I think I'm gonna start it with the point being in between these petals. I'm just trying to decide how far in I want to go. I think right about there. What? Sorry, I had a senior moment there. Okay, we're gonna put one more in for right now. All right, so there's those three. Yeah, I don't plan my wreaths. I wing it. The only time I plan is for my live. Okay, so what do you guys think? Is this going to work? Is this... Yeah. Okay guys, we're just gonna keep on going around and putting these on. I may just have to do a larger center. Which is not the end of the world. Oh, yeah, that's way too far out. What am I doing? I don't know why I ended up putting that so far out there, but I did. Okay. Now, I do realize that this would probably be easier on a UITC board. I just need to trim this little point here so it lays on this thing better. That's so much better. If I were using a UITC board, I get that, but I think part of me likes the challenge of figuring this out. Like, it's sort of figured out for you with the UITC board, which, don't get me wrong, I love those boards. I like using them. But there's just something about doing it this way that feels right for me. I guarantee I did not count enough petals unless I do finish it this way and put a larger center in the center. I don't know. We'll have to see when this is done what's gonna look better, I think. Yeah, I definitely don't have enough cut or folded. But let's go ahead and finish putting these ones on, because why not, right? All right, so it looks like I'm gonna need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more petals. All right, guys, I'll be back. I need to go and cut more mesh. All right, my lovely crafty friends, I am back with 4 more pieces of the mesh cut. And I think I found the center I'm gonna use on it. So you'll see. I'll show you. It's actually gonna look pretty cool on there, I think. And if I come across a foil or something that might look better, then I may redo that, but for right now, I think it looks the best of all the centers that I have available. I need to make some more centers, I think. Okay, I'm gonna push it down in the center. My doggies are getting fed. Okay, and there's 1. We have 3 more to do. Okay, got our diamond shape, top corner to bottom corner. Make our triangle, Fold left or right over left, make a second triangle, or the Star Trek ship, I guess I should say. Okay, point to the left, hold that there while you slide these in to meet each other. Glance down straight on, make sure it's in the center. Push that down, grab it and fold up the sides. Top corner to bottom corner. Make that triangle. Fold right over left. Line up the edges. Slide these into each other to meet up. Look straight down. Adjust if necessary. Make sure it's straight. And we're gonna push this side down and we're gonna pinch it. And then I'm gonna let go there. And we're gonna bring this side up and we're gonna fold this side up. And that's all it is. That's all there is to it. Okay, we have one more to do. Top corner to bottom corner. Right over left. Line up the edge. Bring that into a shoe shape. Push down in the center. And then bring up your edges. Okay, now we have our 4 more petals. We're gonna go ahead and finish putting them on our frame. Dang it. Messed that up. Okay, and last one. Then we'll see if our center is gonna fit or if I'm gonna have to add more petals. What do you guys think? Is it gonna be big enough? Let's try putting it down through and see. All right, well, I'll tell you what, since I do have some extra orange cut, I may have to do another small petal in there, because I think we're seeing too much. All right, give me a second. All right, guys, so I went and grabbed all the extra orange that I had made or cut, and I just did something a little bit different. So I folded it in half, everything's the same as making the Star Trek petal. Okay. Now, what I did here was I pinched it in the center. I pinched it here and brought it in to be able to hold it and scrunch. I pinched it here and brought it in. So I have 3 pleats. And then what I did with this stuff here is I just folded it in once and then up to meet what I'm gripping. Fold it once and then bring it up to what I'm gripping. So you have your 3 pleats, and then you have a little roll in on the side. I feel like I've seen other people do this before, but I'm not positive. So either I just made something new or I saw it already and forgot where I saw it. That's probably the case, especially because I made it so quick and fast. My brain doesn't come up with new stuff that easy. No, definitely not that easy. So, see, we have these. Look, one's even a little bit smaller than the other. Oh, wow. Okay, so top corner, finished edge is always top left, bottom right. Top corner down to the bottom corner. Okay. My hands are starting to get tired. So this new petal is kind of hurting them a little bit. All right. Now we're going to scrunch it in the center. We're gonna scrunch it over there. And we're gonna scrunch it over on that side and bring everything into the center. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Then you're going to roll this in once and then up to meet what you're holding. Same thing over here. We're gonna roll it in once, fold it in, roll it in, and then bring it up to meet the center there. Okay. I don't know, I thought it looked kind of neat. It looked different from what we've already done so many times. And you can see just how little from the center is in there. That's why you really can't get a different size petal on this one. It's what it is. I'm hoping 6 will be enough of this, but I don't know. When I have one, after I do this one, we're gonna actually stick them on the board and see what it looks like. Yeah, that center just not quite big enough, and a bigger one is just gonna be too big and a smaller one is too small. But if I have to go to a smaller one, that's fine because I have another one in the smaller. Okay, with my middle pinch. There's my right side pinch. There's my left side pinch. Okay, and we have our 3 pleats. We're gonna roll that. We're gonna roll this side and then up to meet in the center. That's a lot to grab. So if your hands are kind of weak, this might not be the best petal for you. I know my hands are getting tired and sore. All right, now let's see what this looks like. We're gonna go north, south, east, west. Okay, I am back to do the last 4 petals. I burnt my finger. See the blister? Yeah, that was with this thing. It gets hot, so if you guys ever get one like that, be careful. Okay, find the center, pinch it, pinch that, bring it in, pinch this side, bring it in, giving yourself 3 pleats in the center. And we're gonna fold that in and then bring it up to meet the center. And we're gonna fold this in. Sorry, I can get a hold of it. Bring that up to meet the center. And then you want to grip it really tight. And then pull the zip tie really snug. I mean, you're probably only gonna have like a little bit sticking out there. Again, I don't know if anybody else has ever made this petal in particular, but I came up with it on a fly. All right. Now, if you don't have the multi-cutter tool, it's not a big deal. Scissors will work. You just want to have a good pair of scissors to be able to cut through the mesh. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so we're diamond shape. Top left, bottom right for the finished edges. Top corner down to the bottom. Fold left or right over left. Line up the edges. Okay. Again, turn the point to your left. It's just easier this way. Find your center. Pinch it. You're pinching directly beside, and you're just a little pinch, just like an inch of material is all you're pinching, which is not very much. Then you're gonna fold this side in and then bring it up to the center. Okay, then you're gonna fold this side in and bring it up to the center. Grab a hold of all of it. Make sure you have your 3 little pleats and your 2 rolled in sides. Grab a zip tie. My finger's short right now, so bear with me. Okay, there's 2. Okay, and you're gonna turn it with the point to the left, find your center, pinch about an inch of material total, about an inch of material total, and bring it in. About an inch of material total. Sorry. Bring that in. You have 3 nice little pleats right there. I don't think it matters which side you do first, but we're gonna fold that and then bring it up to meet this center. Grab a zip tie. And again, if it's easier for you to do this while it's laying on the table, that's fine. And then just cut off your excess. I'm just trying to fix my pleats. There we go. Okay, last one. Same as we've folded every petal so far to this point here. And then for the star track, we did this. So now it's just this new part that like I said, somebody may have already done this and that's where I got it from, but me and my memory, not good. So it came to me on the fly. That's all I can really say about that. So pinch right there, pinch an inch on this side, pinch an inch on this side. You got your 3 pleats. Then just roll that in and bring it up to meet the center. Just roll that in and then bring it up to meet the center. Okay, grab a zip tie. Sorry about that. Nope. Hold on, I knew something wasn't right there. I'm gonna try to save it if I can, without having to redo it. I didn't put the zip tie up high enough. So I'm gonna try this again, see if there, yeah, I think that's kind of lost the roll over here. A little bit, but I think it looks pretty much like the rest. All right, so now we have our last 4 petals. Grab 4 final zip ties. Yeah, I may not have a long enough tail to get that in there. There we go. Okay, and last but not least, let's squeeze this last one in here. Okay, now there is our finished flower. Isn't it so pretty? And now this is the center that I want to put on. I'm hoping that it looks okay now that that orange is in the center. Not too shabby. I'm pretty center there. Very close. Not 100%, but it's very close. All right. So I don't know if I'm liking that center anymore now that I see it on there. Yeah, I might have to come up with something else, guys. I do this all the time, don't I? I mean, we could try just like a normal black sunflower center. Like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I might like the darker. Boy, it's shedding on my center here. It's not coming off. Okay, never do that again. I think it's the material of this yarn. Everything wants to stick to it. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed making this wreath with me. I loved making it. As always, I'll probably change out the center because I never end up being completely happy with it, but I actually might have another idea, guys. I have these flowers. I think they're from the Dollar Tree, maybe. I was just gonna kind of take the hair dryer or the heat gun over them and, you know, get the petals looking nice. And then I was gonna take them and I was going to put them into well, maybe this, and then put that in the center. I don't know if that'd be too much, or if I should have done that without putting these petals in, maybe. So we'll see. I'll figure it out. You'll see the finished project, I'm sure, soon after the tutorial. All right, guys, thanks for being here with me. Remember to subscribe and share this if you really like it. And please leave me your favorite emoji in the comments so that I know that you guys were here. All right, take care. Till next time.